Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, and today I want to show you how to make a whole chicken in the Instant Pot. So this is something that our family relies on quite a bit. We are able to get dinner on the table really quickly, even when you're cooking a whole chicken, which I recommend doing always because you get all the different cuts of meat. It's less expensive, and then a lot of times you can order from a local farm that way, a little bit cheaper. And so that's the route we go. We stock up when we go and get a whole bunch of chickens that are pasture raised and throw them in the freezer. So the first thing to do is to set your Instant Pot to the saute function and get about a tablespoon of coconut oil going, very, very hot. Now the reason for this is any meat that I like to cook in the Instant Pot, if you want it to have that nice kind of crispy flavor or that rotisserie style, you want to brown the outside first, kind of lock in those juices. In the case of chicken, get that skin nice and crispy. I also showed you how to make a roast in the Instant Pot, and it was the same process where in the beginning you start by browning up some onions and carrots and then the meat in some oil. All right, so the oil's nice and hot. I'm gonna throw in the chicken. And we're gonna do this breast side down. Now I'm working with here is a 4-pound chicken. So the length of time that I'm telling you to set the Instant Pot to will depend on how big your chicken is. If you have a chicken that is about a pound bigger, you need to add about 10 minutes to your pressure cooking time. Now I have let mine go way longer. I've set it for double the amount of time and it just still tastes very, very tender, and it just pulls right off the bone. So don't worry too much about that, but for a 4-pound chicken, about a 30-minute pressure time is good. Also, before throwing it into the oil, make sure to go ahead and remove that giblet package that's in the center. It's usually wrapped in plastic if you get it from the store. If it's from a local farm, they might have just shoved it right in the cavity. Now about 4 to 5 minutes on the saute function in the hot oil will get the top nice and brown and give that nice crispy skin. All right, I'm gonna use some tongs to flip this over and check how browned it is. All right, probably could have gone a little bit longer, but there's a nice golden color on top, which is perfect. All right, next we're going to put the chicken on top of a trivet. Now this comes with your Instant Pot. I have the 6-quart Instant Pot. I love it for so many things. I have a whole playlist on things I make in it. I'll link the one I have below because mine has a few functions that I would never be without that some don't come with. So I'm gonna gently remove the chicken, put the trivet under, and then put the chicken back on. Now this will just allow the chicken to cook without sitting in the water. After I get done sharing this method, I'm gonna share with you the I'm in a super big hurry method, and we'll talk more about what happens if it does sit in water. Okay, to this we're gonna add 1 cup of filtered water. I use my Berkey for all things filtered water. I'll link in the description below my review and why we love it. And then I'm gonna sprinkle on the top a ½ teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, herbs. You can use fresh, you can use dried. Sometimes I'll use a blend like an Italian blend, sometimes just thyme or oregano. Any of those green herbs like that will be delicious. Also maybe a little bit of paprika would be good. And then about a ½ teaspoon of salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. Okay, now I'm just gonna make sure that my silicone seal is in the top of my Instant Pot lid. I'm gonna put it on the Instant Pot, set the top knob to sealing, and set it to high pressure for 30 minutes. It's gonna cook on high pressure for 30 minutes for a 4-pound fully thawed chicken with the giblets removed. And then I'm just gonna let the pressure naturally release for about 20 minutes. So if you get this going in the morning, the Instant Pot will automatically let the pressure release without you doing anything. You only want to hit that little button that actually releases the pressure if you want to release it automatically. Otherwise, it will slowly release it over time. So what I'll do is I'll get a chicken going in the Instant Pot. We'll get it going bright and early in the morning if we have errands to run all day, or if I'm just gonna have a really busy morning. It'll just sit there on warm. until lunch. And I've done it for hours. I've seriously left it in there for probably 8 hours and it's been delicious. Now you can also just eat it after about 20 minutes of naturally releasing the pressure. And that's how you create a delicious, very fast whole chicken in the Instant Pot. Now after it's all done, I just pick it all off the bones. I don't cut it up all officially with legs and breasts and thighs. You could do that, but we just pick it off and we'll either eat it with a side of sauerkraut and sweet potatoes or some crispy cast iron skillet potatoes and some veggies, like maybe some fresh tomatoes from the garden. It's also really good if you want to do a little Mexican dish. So you just take it off the bone, pair it with some sauteed onions and peppers and salsa, maybe some organic tortilla chips and avocado or guacamole. So good. Another way that I really like to use it in the summer is I pick it from the bone, put it in a dish and throw it in the fridge, and I use the cold chicken to create many different variations of chicken salad. So I have a video coming this week where I'm gonna share with you 3 different options and delicious for chicken salad. And it's perfect for summer because we are always just kind of out of the house. We don't wanna hang out inside because it's so nice. And so having something cold and ready to go in the fridge is awesome. All right, now let's talk about what if you forgot to lay something out for dinner and you don't have any meat thawing in the fridge, which is my tip number 1 for how to have healthy meals without meal planning in the cards, and in the description below I'll link that video. But I break my own rule all the time and find that, oh no, we need to eat dinner and I have nothing thawed. So I'll go to my freezer, grab one of my whole chickens that's fully frozen, cut off the plastic, and I can cook that in the Instant Pot. So I've had success with times as low as 60 minutes, but usually if it's completely frozen, I will just throw it in for 90. That way I'm sure that it's gonna be fully done and I don't take it out and then find that the inside isn't done. Now, if that happens, because I've done that, I've been in a hurry, thrown it on 60 minutes or less, what I will do is cut it all off the bone because it's workable at that point because it's not frozen anymore, it's mostly cooked. And then I'll throw it into a cast iron skillet with some butter, finish cooking it, also add some flavor by sauteing it in the butter, salt, pepper, herbs, maybe some, you know, different spices like cumin or paprika with whatever you're going for that night. So with that, I seriously just cut off the plastic, throw it in the Instant Pot, add a couple cups of water, put the lid on, set it to sealing, and set it to 60 to 90 minutes of high pressure depending on the chicken size, and then of course how fast we need it. If we're needing to get dinner in less than, you know, an hour and a half, I might set it to 60 minutes and then finish it off in the cast iron skillet. So that's an option. Now another thing is, let's say it's fully thawed in the fridge, but you don't really feel like browning the skin and putting it on the trivet. Not that that's really very much of an additional step, but I have been there where I'm just like, kids are screaming, I need food, and I just want to get back outside. I'll just take the chicken, take the plastic off, throw it in the Instant Pot, just pour some water over it, no measuring, lid on, 60 minutes, back out the door, and the food will be ready when I come back in. So that's totally an option too, and a way that I often do it. All right, well, make sure to check out my upcoming video, which at the moment, if you're watching this on day 1, it's not out, but it will be if you're seeing this within a week after. And I will have it linked in the description below on 3 different ways to make chicken salad. I also have quite a few videos on what we eat in a week. So I basically just take you through an entire week with our family, show you our lunches. I have one where I show you our breakfasts and our dinners. Sometimes for me, it's just fun to step into somebody else's kitchen and see what they're making. It gives me a little bit of inspiration, something new to make. And then maybe if I'm stuck in a rut of what we're making over and over, I can watch that. So I have that available for you as well. Link it all in the description below. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned something new about how to cook a whole chicken in the Instant Pot. Doesn't have to be intimidating or hard. And you can always have some pulled chicken to put into your recipes, or just to eat that fresh chicken right there with some nice sides. Perfect for when you don't want to heat up the whole kitchen with your oven in the summer, or you're on the go. All right, well, if you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living in a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.